Hi, my name is Cara O'Doherty and I'm with movies.ie in Ireland. Hi, John. Congratulations on the film. It's beautiful. It's just so full of life, and so vibrant. So big congrats on that.
Thank
Tell me this, were you a fan of the stage production? And is that one of the reasons why you wanted to be part of this?
Oh yeah. I never thought I could be, but I remember watching it after shooting my first movie, Step Up to the Streets, and I was invited over to go watch it. One of our dancers was in it. And I was blown away. I was so moved. I related to it so hard. It was everything I wanted to talk about in my family, even though I'm not Washington Heights. I'm from California and I'm not Latino. Lynn's and Kiara's genius is that they can speak to people all around the world through their very personal experiences. So it just blew me away. And so the fact that they came to me a decade later was an honor. And I knew that I could I could at least open the table up so that our process could be something that we could make together. That it wasn't just me saying, here's the portrait of what I could do with your musical. This was like, how can we make it better? What can I use my cinema skills to make room for in your story?
Which is actually something I was wondering. I mean, Lin-Manuel it's his baby and Kiara's.
Mhm.
So did it reach a point where you kind of said, you know what, this is mine now, my film. So, back off a bit, or was it collaborative? How did that work?
You couldn't ask for better creative collaborators in them. They never made me feel like this was theirs, and they never made it feel like they weren't there for me when I needed them. They were not precious with things. They were ready to mold it and take it apart and put it back together. And I hope they felt the same way, that I knew that I wasn't making the movie on my own. We were making some choices to see what happens, and then we could always put it back if it wasn't the right choice. And we did that several times. So I think it was a circle of trust. We created a family, and I think that's also Kiara and Lynn's superpower, is that what they make creates families, creates communities. Beyond the story itself, beyond the product that they're making, the people they work with, they work over and over, and they love doing what they're doing, and they believe in a higher purpose for what they're doing. And so I got to learn from the best of how to do that, and I hope that our movie also you can feel the love through every pore of it.
Oh, absolutely. There's no denying, and sure, there's no shortage of love in this film. It's beautiful. So tell me this, obviously you have quite a background in dance films and you've worked in choreography before. But the scenes in this are so big, particularly that pool scene. I mean, I'm thinking there must be more. I don't remember a film since like the golden age of Hollywood that's had that many dancers. How did you coordinate it? How did you pull that one off?
Our producer in the very beginning of this, we knew we were going to be on a tight budget. We don't have the budgets of all those other big musicals. So he asked me, he's like, what do you want me to protect? The number one, before we start budgeting. And I said, number of dancers. I said, this movie's about bodies. This movie's about seeing bodies, seeing people do this stuff. And I know dancers, and I know they're going to be their biggest value. It's the easiest thing to cut because each person, is a whole thing. You have to have costumes, you have to feed them, you have to do the thing. And I was like, protect that, number one. I'll figure everything else out. I'll make shortcuts other way, but you got to protect the bodies. And we needed to show all varieties of bodies, all shapes and sizes, all ages, all skin tones. And I think that that's what you feel when people say this feels like such a New York movie. I'm like, hell yeah. And you want to know why? Is because all these people of color make up New York City. They're the essence of what New York City is. Yeah, it's a lot of logistics, but it was literally the priority of our movie.
So it's just, oh, I love it. I want to see it again in cinema where it belongs. Now tell me this, when you mentioned there, obviously, that we're seeing such diversity on screen. This film took years to make,
Mhm.
but it feels like right now it's more important than ever. We are seeing more diversity
Yeah.
from thanks to directors like yourself. So do you feel that as well? That like now, particularly with what's happened in America in particular, that it's so relevant to be out now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was always relevant to be out. I just think it was never done. And so I think that I'm proud that I'm a part of that. We're not doing it. We shouldn't be alone in doing it. I think we are a result of a lot of other people's work that have got us here. And I hope that it encourages others and other filmmakers. There's no way that this one movie can encapsulate a whole community of people and cultures from all different places and all different countries. Like this is one thing. But I hope it encourages others. I hope it makes movie stars of these actors. So whatever movie they're in, they're the stars, and it creates more lanes for everybody. But I'm really proud because I know I fell in love with movies because they were powerful in my life. And I know that young people, old people, wherever you are, if you take the time to watch a movie, you can't unsee the things you see. And so if we can share our neighbors, and you can be curious and, oh, what food is that? Oh, what music is that? Oh, I want to learn how to dance like that. I'm going to go up on YouTube and learn. And then you ask your Latinx friend, what does your grandma make? How do you do that? Like, that's community. That's real community. And that's where we need to get to as a world.
And when you mentioned community there, filming live on the streets, that community, you can feel the life in every element of it. So was it important to make sure it was in Washington Heights to bring that life into it?
That was the number one thing from the very beginning, that when Lynn and I sat down, like, we're shooting this in Washington Heights. How can you call this in the Heights and not be in the Heights? We would be laughed at. It was the best decision. Washington Heights wasn't just a place to shoot. It crafted the whole movie. He showed me he could be as specific as possible. This is where I shot my home videos when I was a kid. And I'll be like, this tunnel is incredible. We're using this. You could, Kiara showed me the pools. This is where we spent our summers. I'm like, we got to get this in the script. Let's do this. Like, it was our co-writer in a way. This neighborhood, it wasn't just people in the shots with us because they were background or dancers in it. They were hanging from the windows, cheering us on when they would dance. You have no idea how an actor lights up, how dancers light up when their own people have their flag hanging outside the window as they're dancing in the streets. We cried almost every day of how emotional that was.
It is gorgeous. Congratulations and best of luck with release.
Thank you very much, Karen.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.